Hey everyone, I came over to the southwest corner of Haga Basin South to that island right there that I'm on and tried out the plant fiber experience run. And this is what I found out. I was level 125 when I started, and what you're seeing right now is me going from 125 to 126. I'm not really going to count this as part of my times as much as it is just kind of show you the path I took, which was very inefficient at first, and later on I got much better at sugar wiring and using my knee charge to get around the island. But this is the path. It's not rocket science. You just run around the island, and I would recommend you pick up everything. I know the guy in the other video said you can or you may not. I noticed my times were significantly shorter when I picked up everything, and significantly longer when all the rocks and salvage and other things just hadn't already spawned back again. The plant fiber seems to spawn back very quickly, less than a minute, but the rest of it takes quite a bit longer. I did have a problem about halfway through my run where some of the plant fiber just wasn't spawning in one area that was giving me a good 12, 15 experience, maybe as much as 20 experience. So that did affect my times a little bit. I did do this after I recorded this video just to keep leveling, and those did not disappear on me. So there is a chance that just some of the stuff isn't going to spawn back as quick. Some other housekeeping notes. This is playing at 3 times speed. I am not speed hacking. And I did build a base here that I did that off the camera, so you didn't have to watch me build a base. The reason I did that is I collected about 15K in plant fiber. That goes a long way in making bandages, so I put a whole lot of that in my own base and then put a bunch in our guild base as well. To give you a better idea of how long it takes to go around the island, I did time myself to the second on one of these runs. It was 1 minute and 42 seconds, not being the most efficient, but this is after I'd done it for quite a while, so at least I had the route down very well. And each lap around the island was between 150 and 160 experience. That's approximate, just depending on what's spawning and what's not. Okay, that took a really long time to explain how to run around an island and pick up some plant fiber, so let's get to the numbers. From level 126 to 127, 4 minutes and 39 seconds. From 127 to 128, 9 minutes and 18 seconds. A lot of stuff wasn't spawning in that run. From 128 to 129, 16 minutes and 6 seconds, but that included 4.5 minutes of getting fuel cells. So what is that? 11.5 minutes. From level 129 to 130 was 4 minutes and 39 seconds again. And from level 130 to 131 was 6 minutes and 10 seconds. So as you can see, the times per level varied wildly, and that had to do with just stuff spawning in or not spawning in, and it's beyond my control. Maybe it was just coincidence that it happened to me. I would think that if you're doing this long enough, it's going to happen to you too, so just kind of keep it in mind. This could be a 4.5 minute level. This could be a 12-minute level. So I did count everything I picked up on one full lap, and I did that for a few laps, and I averaged between 150 to 160 experience. That's assuming everything's spawning. That's also assuming that you're picking up everything and not just the plant fiber. So that's probably what you can expect. Another thing I did, and as you can imagine, this took a lot of time rewinding and recounting, is I counted how much experience it took between 126 and 127, and then level 127 and 128. For 126 to 127, it was 637 experience. I did mine a granite rock during that time. And between 127 and 128 was 648 experience. This isn't exact, but it should give you an idea if you want to do survey probes at 100 experience each or whatever, that you're looking at about 600 experience, at least between the two levels I counted. It might be less. I'm sure it is a little less for the earlier levels, but I don't know at what point it changes. But that gives you just kind of a general idea of how much experience is between each level. My total time out here was 1.5 hours to get 6 levels, and I think the actual time in between levels, if you added it up, was more like 35 to 40 minutes. but I think realistically that's not going to happen quite that fast. Although I did build a base, I did go get fuel cells for my base that I built, that kind of stuff. So take that for what it is. Maybe you can do a level every 6, 7, 8 minutes. Doing it this way, if that's the case, it is a really good way to level. And yeah, that's it.